High above the world where the sky stretches endlessly lived Chiku, a fluffy, gentle cloud. Chiku loved to float lazily, drifting with the breeze and watching the world below. But unlike the other clouds, Chiku carried a secret worry. He was afraid to rain. Every time he saw his friends showering the earth with raindrops, he wondered if he could ever do the same. Would he make a mistake? Would he rain too much and cause trouble? These thoughts kept Chiku from joining in, and so he simply watched from afar, wishing he could be brave. Chiku's fear wasn't just about raining, it was about making a difference. He worried, what if I rain too much? What if I mess everything up? These questions swirled in his mind like a storm. While the other clouds played and rained freely, Chiku always drifted away, feeling left out and unsure. He longed to help, but his fear held him back. Still, every day he watched the world below, hoping for a sign that would help him find his courage. Far below Chiku, a small village was facing a tough time. The sun had been shining for days and the fields were turning brown. Flowers drooped sadly and the farmers looked up at the sky with hope in their eyes. They needed rain, just a little, to bring life back to their crops and gardens. The whole village sighed together, wishing for a gentle shower to help them through the dry days. Fields around the village were cracked and thirsty. Once green and lively, they now looked tired and worn out. The flowers, usually bright and cheerful, hung their heads low. Farmers walked slowly between the rows, their faces filled with worry. Even the children, who loved to play outside, seemed quieter than usual. The whole village waited, hoping for a change in the weather. Up in the sky, Chiku listened carefully. He could almost hear the village's quiet wishes floating up to him. The gentle voices of the villagers, the sighs of the farmers, and the silent hope of the flowers all reached Chiku's ears. He felt a tug in his heart. Maybe, just maybe, he could help, but the fear still lingered. What if he made things worse? Chiku looked to his cloud friends for advice. Chiku's cloud friends gathered around him, their shapes soft and comforting. They saw his worry and wanted to help. Don't be scared, Chiku, they said gently. Rain is not a mistake, it's a gift. The world needs you. Their words were warm and kind, wrapping around Chiku like a cozy blanket. For the first time, Chiku felt a spark of courage inside him. Chiku took a deep breath and looked down at the village one more time. The fields, the flowers, and the people all needed him. His friends' words echoed in his mind. It was time to try. With a gentle sigh, Chiku decided to let go of his fear and do what clouds are meant to do. He was ready to rain. Slowly, Chiku began to rain. At first, it was just a few tiny drops, tip-tap, tip-tap. The sound was soft and soothing, like a lullaby for the earth. The villagers looked up in surprise, feeling the cool drops on their faces. The flowers lifted their heads and the fields began to drink in the water. Chiku watched from above, his heart pounding with hope. As Chiku grew more confident, the rain became steadier. It wasn't too much or too little, just enough to soak the thirsty ground. The villagers smiled and danced, grateful for the relief. The flowers opened wide, showing off their bright colors. Chiku felt lighter than ever, knowing he was making a difference. With every drop, the fields began to change. The brown patches faded away, replaced by fresh green shoots. Farmers watched in amazement as their crops perked up, reaching for the sky. The whole village buzzed with excitement, and Chiku felt a wave of happiness wash over him. He was no longer afraid, he was proud. Flowers, once droopy and dull, now stood tall and bright. Their petals glistened with raindrops, and their colors seemed even more vibrant than before. Bees buzzed happily from bloom to bloom, and butterflies danced in the fresh air. The village was alive with beauty and hope, all thanks to Chiku's gentle rain. Laughter filled the air as the children ran outside, splashing in puddles and spinning with joy. They raised their arms, trying to catch the raindrops, and their smiles were as bright as the sun. The rain brought everyone together, reminding them of the simple happiness that comes from nature's gifts. As the rain slowed, a beautiful rainbow stretched across the sky. Its colors shimmered above the village, a sign of hope and new beginnings. Chiku gazed at the rainbow, feeling a sense of wonder. He realized that his rain had brought more than water, it had brought joy and magic to everyone below. Looking down at the happy village, Chiku couldn't help but smile. He saw the green fields, the blooming flowers, and the children's laughter. For the first time, he felt truly proud of himself. He hadn't ruined anything, instead he had helped in the best way he could. Chiku's heart was full of joy. Chiku realized that sometimes our fears can keep us from doing wonderful things. By facing his worry, he discovered the joy of helping others. The village was grateful, and Chiku learned that even small acts of courage can make a big difference. He promised himself to never let fear stop him again. Every cloud in the sky has a special job. Some bring shade, some bring rain, and all are important in their own way. Chiku learned that his purpose was to help the world below, and that even when he was afraid, he could still make a difference. The sky felt bigger and brighter with Chiku's new confidence. The villagers gathered together, looking up at the sky with gratitude. They knew that Chiku's rain had saved their crops and brought happiness back to their lives. The farmers smiled, the children cheered, and everyone felt thankful for the gentle cloud who had overcome his fear. With his fear behind him, Chiku floated higher and lighter than ever before. He felt a new sense of confidence, knowing that he could face challenges and help others. His friends cheered him on, proud of his bravery. Chiku was ready for whatever the sky might bring next. All the clouds in the sky gathered to celebrate Chiku's bravery. They floated together, forming shapes and patterns, and shared stories of times they had helped the world below. Chiku felt like part of a big, caring family, and he knew he would never be alone. Chiku made a promise to himself and his friends: whenever the world needed rain, he would be there. No more running away from his fears. He would use his gift to help others just as his friends had encouraged him to do. The sky was full of possibilities and Chiku was ready to explore them all. Chiku's story spread across the sky, reminding all the clouds that kindness and courage go hand in hand. By sharing his rain, Chiku had shown that even small acts can have a big impact. The world below was greener and happier, all because one little cloud chose to be brave. Thanks to Chiku's rain, the village looked forward to a brighter future. The crops would grow strong, the flowers would bloom, and the children would play in the fields. The villagers knew that whenever they needed help, the clouds above would be there, watching over them with care. Every day, Chiku floated across the sky, watching over the world below. He loved seeing the changes his rain had brought: the green fields, the happy faces, and the blooming flowers. Chiku knew that his courage had made all the difference, and he was excited for the adventures yet to come. Rain is more than just water, it's a gift that brings life and hope. Chiku learned that by sharing his rain, he could help the world grow and thrive. The villagers, the flowers, and even the animals were grateful for every drop. Chiku's story became a reminder that everyone has something special to give. Chiku was never alone in the sky. His cloud friends were always nearby, ready to support him and share in his adventures. Together, they watched over the world, bringing rain, shade, and comfort wherever it was needed. Chiku knew that with friends by his side, he could face anything. The villagers decided to celebrate the return of the rain. They held a festival in the fields with music, dancing, and laughter. Everyone thanked the sky for its kindness, and Chiku felt their gratitude from above. It was a day of joy and togetherness made possible by one brave cloud. As the sun set, Chiku reflected on his journey. He remembered his fear, his friends' encouragement, and the happiness he had brought to the village. Chiku realized that sometimes the hardest step is the first one, but with a little courage, anything is possible. The next morning, the village woke up to a world transformed. The air was fresh, the fields were green, and the flowers glowed with color. Chiku floated above, watching the sunrise and feeling proud of what he had done. It was a new beginning for everyone. Chiku was known for his gentle, caring nature. He never rushed or forced the rain, he let it fall softly just as the village needed. His kindness touched everyone and he became a symbol of hope and comfort in the sky. Every time Chiku rained, a rainbow appeared in the sky. The villagers loved to watch the colors stretch across the clouds, reminding them that beauty often follows even the smallest acts of courage. Chiku's rainbows became a favorite sight for everyone. Chiku's story became a message for everyone: don't let fear hold you back from helping others. Even if you're unsure, your actions can make the world a better place. The villagers shared Chiku's tale with their children, passing on the lesson of courage and kindness. Chiku loved watching the village come alive after the rain. He cherished the laughter of children, the smiles of farmers, and the beauty of blooming flowers. These moments reminded him that his rain was a gift and he was grateful for the chance to share it. The sky is full of wonders: clouds, rain, sunshine, and rainbows. Each has its own special role, and together they make the world a beautiful place. Chiku was proud to be part of this magical team, bringing hope and happiness wherever he went. The villagers often talked about what they had learned from Chiku. They realized that everyone has fears, but facing them can lead to wonderful things. Chiku's gentle rain taught them about courage, kindness, and the power of believing in yourself. Chiku's journey wasn't just about rain, it was about growing up and finding his place in the world. He learned that it's okay to be afraid as long as you don't let fear stop you from doing good. With each new day, Chiku grew stronger and more confident. The villagers never forgot what Chiku had done for them. Every year, they celebrated the day the rain returned, telling stories and sharing memories. Chiku watched from above, feeling their gratitude and knowing he had made a lasting difference. Chiku's cloud family was always there for him. They cheered him on, comforted him when he was worried, and celebrated his successes. Together, they floated across the sky, bringing rain and happiness to the world below. Chiku knew he was loved and supported. With his new confidence, Chiku looked forward to all the adventures ahead. The world was full of possibilities and he was excited to explore them. Whether it was raining, shading, or just floating, Chiku knew he could make a difference wherever he went. Chiku discovered that giving, whether it's rain, kindness, or courage, makes the world a better place. His story inspired others to share their gifts, no matter how small. The sky and the village were both brighter because of one cloud's brave heart. Chiku's story ended with happiness and hope. He had faced his fear, helped the village, and found his place in the sky. Every time he looked down and saw the green fields and smiling faces, he knew he had done something wonderful. Chiku's journey was just beginning. The tale of Chiku the Cloud became a favorite bedtime story in the village. Parents told their children about the brave little cloud who brought rain and hope. Chiku's courage inspired everyone to believe in themselves and to help others whenever they could. Chiku's legacy lived on in the hearts of the villagers and the clouds above. His story was a reminder that even the smallest among us can make a big difference. Chiku's gentle rain and brave heart would never be forgotten. Every time the villagers looked up at the sky, they remembered Chiku's promise to help whenever he was needed. The clouds above seemed friendlier and the world felt a little safer. Chiku's courage had changed everything for the better. Chiku's story showed that when we work together and support each other, we can overcome any challenge. The clouds, the villagers, and the whole world were united by kindness and hope. Chiku's reign was a symbol of what we can achieve when we believe in ourselves and each other. Chiku's adventure didn't end with one rainstorm. Every day brought new opportunities to help, to learn, and to grow. With his friends by his side and courage in his heart, Chiku was ready for whatever the sky had in store. The world below waited with hope, knowing that Chiku would always be there when needed.